This video is the second video in a series of videos regarding function-based behavior intervention. And what we're talking about during this video are the 4 functions of behavior. I'm a behaviorist by heart. I love behaviorism, but when this concept was first presented to me that you have 4 functions of behavior, that all of your behavior can be boiled down to or reduced to 4 functions, I was very turned off by that concept. I felt like as a human being, I was more complex than that. And I do agree, we are more complex than 4 things. But when you're treating behavior, it's very helpful to consider these 4 functions and to use those as your springboard for developing behavior intervention. So I want to talk to you guys just a little bit about an example that happened at my house last week. My daughter, every night, right before bath time, so she finishes dinner and then she's supposed to go take a bath. And after she finishes dinner, I tell her to go put your clothes in the washing machine so they can be washed. And she threw a wall-eyed fit because she did not want to put her clothes in the washing machine. Now, the reason my daughter did not want to put her clothes in the washing machine was because the dog, we have 2 dogs. One is a 4-pound Yorkie, and the other is probably a 50-pound moron of a dog named Cimarron. And Cimarron often runs into her, steps on her feet, and scares her because she's as big as my daughter is. And so, anyways, this dog that lacks many skills in life has her bowl and food and water in the laundry room. And at some point in time, Annalie had gone into the laundry room and the dog had probably run her over trying to get past her and knocked her down or stepped on her foot. And so my daughter is scared of her, and she is now scared of the laundry room because the dog might possibly be in the laundry room. Now, I am aware that we're scared of the dog, but my daughter was refusing to put her clothes in the washing machine because she was afraid. Now, when you are afraid, there are a lot of emotions that you feel. You may feel fear, you may feel anger, you may feel sadness, you may feel frustration. You feel a lot of things. So children in school, your children at home, they engage in tantrums and they feel a lot of things during those tantrums. And as adults, we can't necessarily pinpoint or identify what feeling are they having right now or what is motivating this right now. What you want to look at is what is the function of the behavior. And so there are those 4 functions: attention, escape, tangible, and automatic. And so in this instance, what is it that my daughter is trying to do? She is trying to escape having to put her clothes in the washing machine. So as a treatment, as a parent and my parenting skills, and as a treatment as a behavior interventionist, what is my treatment? Well, if I allow my daughter to escape having to face putting her clothes in the washing machine, potentially run into the dog, what happens to the behavior? The behavior gets worse and worse and worse, and before long, she avoids anywhere that the dog is. She avoids putting her clothes in the washing machine, and now as a parent, I have a less independent child, and I have a more dependent child. So treatment-wise, my treatment is to require her to put her clothes in the washing machine and to block or prevent her from escaping that. I know she's not going to be harmed. I know that she will be okay, even if the dog bumps into her, and that they're going to work it out. So I have faith in that. So I persist with the task demand. Put your clothes in the washing machine. Put your clothes in the washing machine. Put your clothes in the washing machine. Now, my daughter cried. She threw a fit, probably one of the bigger fits we've had. And so she threw a fit. She persisted in trying to escape in this tantrum. But the function of her behavior was to escape a non-preferred task. Now, as teachers, as professionals, you have children who have learning disabilities. You have children who have inherent behavior problems. You have children who have socioeconomic problems. You have children who have bullying or sensory concerns. A lot of times, those children will act out in order to escape non-preferred situations. So if they're being bullied, they may act out or engage in challenging behaviors before playground time or before lunchtime so they can avoid having to be around the bully. We could hypothesize and talk all day long about the feelings and the emotions that are driving that, but those feelings and emotions, I can't necessarily treat anger. I can't necessarily identify when are you feeling frustrated, when are you feeling sad, when are you feeling mad, because if you're being bullied, you may be feeling sad, mad, frustrated. If you have sensory concerns, you may be feeling all of those things as well. If you're struggling in math, you may feel a lot of things. So it's not necessarily about treating the feelings, but it's how do we treat that underlying function. So like I said, there are 4 functions: attention, escape, tangible, and automatic. Attention is you're engaging in a behavior to get attention. So sometimes my daughter does annoying things just to get my attention. And then she'll look at me and laugh. And it's so frustrating because I know she's trying to get my attention. So again, if you're using this to drive your intervention, when you see an attention maintained behavior, your job is to not provide attention for that behavior, but to provide attention for an alternative behavior. Escape, we've talked about that one. Tangible, this is the classic example of a child throwing a fit in the grocery department in order to get their candy bar. Sometimes children engage in challenging behavior in order to get a tangible or a concrete item. And the last one is automatic. We all have behaviors that we engage in that are automatic. Mine is playing with my hair, and I'll sit there and rub it on my face. I also have another automatic behavior that people think is hilarious. Whenever I'm grossed out, I start rubbing my eyes compulsively. So I'm rubbing my eyes. That is an automatic behavior. At least it started out as an automatic behavior. Those are things that I do that are coping strategies, that are self-soothing. A lot of times in church, you have the person who's shaking the whole pew with their foot, and somebody's lightly putting their hand on that. You can't just judge a book by its cover, though, because sometimes shaking your foot can start out as an automatic behavior, but then, especially for children, if you say don't do that, what happens to the behavior? Now, suddenly, hey, that behavior got attention. I like that. And so now, especially if it's a sibling, they sit and shake their foot. Why? To get that attention from their sibling. So you could say to annoy their sibling, but really, what is it? What's the function of that behavior? They're getting the attention from the sibling. They're getting the attention from the parent who's intervening. So don't just assume that because a behavior started out as automatic, like nail biting, that it remains automatic, because it could be that it's attention or escape after a period of time. Okay, I look forward to talking to you more about functions of behavior in the future.